Hey everyone, welcome to the second part of our video where we are recreating AMD website. And without further ado, let's continue where we left in the first part. Now we have here this pretty interesting section with these tabs again, but this time they contain these arrows here. So and they are not autoplay. So now let's go here. Let's close this section, make another one. And this time, let's see what's the heading of this section. It's featured solutions. So let's name it featured solutions, or I could go just with products here, and let's do that. Let's make these layers contain less words. So let's go with products here and solutions here. And now it's a bit better organized. So let's further progress with adding container and adding one div, which is again going to be the wrapper. Of course, you don't have to follow the structure as I do, but this is the practice that I use. I'll go with the section, then with the container, then with the div, which is the wrapper, and inside of it I pack anything I need. Again, this is the structure that I prefer to use, and you can do whatever you like. And again, let's go to the live site, and firstly, let's see this top spacing here, and it's 55 pixels again. And at the bottom side, I'd say it's something a bit much, and yes, 52 and 55, and let me see, it's 34 here. So it's 36, not 34, my mistake. 36 plus 26, it's 62 plus 56, it's 100, and let's go with something like 120 pixels. Well, I'll just go with higher number, and let's now go. And first, what I need here, not Figma, again I keep going in Figma, but I don't need Figma. Here I need the same heading as here. You can see it by looking at it. So let's reuse this H2 again. I can go now with H2 here. Let's go copy, let's go paste here. I can go with H2 here because I can go with H2 and again H2, or I can go H2, H3, H4, again go back to H2, and that is how the well-organized structure works. If you find this a bit confusing, we have a video on that topic as well. It's called, I think it's headings or text tags, I'm not sure, but you can find it on our channel. Now let's go here, and I forgot to add top spacing here, so let's add 55 pixels, and you can see that this gap is looking better now. Now let's see what I need here. Firstly, I need one div which is going to hold this background again, and which is going to hold my heading, which is going to be a link, and again I'm going to have another link here. I could interact with these arrows to switch between tabs, and I can as well interact with these links to switch with my tabs. So let's begin by seeing how big is this card here, and I am again going to use fixed height here. The reason is the same as the previous one, so I need 400 pixels height here. So firstly, let's add tabs. Again, go to the elements, again here to the elements. No, my bad, you need to stay in the blocks, sorry for that. This time I need to go with normal tabs. I don't need auto rotating tabs because I don't need autoplay here. So let's just drag in the normal tabs, and let's check where they are placed, right under my heading. My heading needs to have, oh, it did have 16 pixels. That's because I copied from the top. And now let's again go and set this tab, these links to go under my content. And let's remove these unneeded settings. It's not here, it's here. Let's reset that really quickly. And I think I shall reset something here. Yes, I shall. And let's let's reset this padding here again, and don't go like this, go from the value to value, just go here, select everything, delete it, save, and you're done. Now let's again go here and let's remove this background. And let's see what, from where shall we begin? Let's begin by adding content. As we said, we need height of 400 pixels. I think it's 400 pixels. I already forgot it. So let's see, please show me that pop-up, please, please. And here it is, 400 pixels. Okay. Let's remember while I'm here, these values for the paddings. You can see this green outline. It's for the paddings. It's 90 pixels on the left and on the right. You can see it in this pop-up. So let me come here. You can see in the padding value here that it says 26 pixels and 90 pixels. That means that 26 is at the top and at the bottom, and 90 is at the left and the right side. So we need that 90 at the left and the right side. So let's right away set it. And let's go here, set the 90 pixels. And I think I made a mistake here. So let's reset this padding. So I'll add it at the end. Let's go with this div here, which is again going to be my content wrap. And here in this content wrap, I would need, let's check how this, the size of this. It's 25 pixels. It's my H4, I think. So let's go here and let's go with, let's add one more div, which is going to be my text wrap. I will explain you later on why I added one more. So let's go, we have H2 here. Again, we're going to go with H3 because it's 25 and we need, it's 30 and we need 25. Let's add class of H4 here because our H4 contains 25 pixels. Let's add 25 and we are done. Now what I can do is add, I think I need a simple paragraph here. And yes, it's simple paragraph, and this here needs to be a link. I forgot that, and I can really quickly change that. I can just add one link button and nest my H3 inside of it. Now let's add one simple paragraph, and at the end it's this link here, which will I manually make. But firstly, let's add this bottom margin of 16 pixels to both my paragraph and my heading. And because this 16 pixels bottom margin is commonly used, let's make class of MB, which means margin bottom dash 16, which will be the value for 16 pixels. And let's set it to a class so I can reuse it. And you can see that I reused it here, and I can as well reuse it. Oh, typo. Let's go my MB and 16. So you can see that I reused it just in a couple of clicks, and it seems that my class of H4 has disappeared from this tag. So let's put it back, and now everything works perfectly. Now the last thing I need here, let's turn off, I don't need inspect anymore, is this learn more with the arrows. So let's go here, and in this text wrap, let's add another link button, which will contain paragraph and image for the arrow. And just for everything to be clean and well organized, let's, okay, I accidentally clicked on this. I didn't want that. So I'm back here. Let's copy this text here. And let's put it in my heading. Again, I can go here, copy this, paste it here, and here is the learn more. So I don't need to copy anything. I can just type in learn more, and let's change the image here to be this small arrow. I can type in arrow here, I hope, and here it is. It is arrow small. I need small arrow here, and here it is. Now let's go and style it. Let's go and set it to be flex, and let's put some random column gap here. Let's go with 15. It's too much. Let's go with 10. Let's center it, and we have our link. Now let's see. I think that there is some kind of hover animation, and yes, it is here and here. So let's go like this. Let's select our link button, and let's go and set that hover animation of underline. And when I close it, you can see here in the builder, when I hover over this link, this underline will appear. But you can notice how this link, I can click it here as well, and I don't want that. So let's change that really quickly. That is because I set it to be flex. The same will happen if I set it to be block, because these two values will take up full width of their parent. And how can I fix that? I can add another div here, wrap my link button here, and because I wrapped my link button, this div will be link wrapper. Now let's hit flex on it, and now you can see that it messed up my text. So I again need to go to type in learn more to change this image. So I hit it like this, and on this link wrapper I just need to set flex, set it to the start, and now you can see that this wrapper here, link wrapper, is clickable here, but this link here is only clickable when I come and hover this arrow or hover this text. So that is one easy fix for that. Again, you can go with other methods if you like. I personally prefer this one. And now here comes the interesting part, and that is to set the background image. So this is the reason why I wrapped everything inside of this text wrap, so I can put one absolute image here, and you can see how it's neatly organized. Nothing is conflicted with anything. It will be a little bit messy if I put my image to be sibling to these elements. It will be just complete mess. So let's set this content wrapper here to be relative, because I want to stick my image to it. So let's go here to the image, set it to be absolute. I want it to be stretched to this content wrapper fully. So let's again go with width 100%, height 100%, and let's set it to be cover. And something didn't went well here. Yes, this content wrap doesn't contain any height for some reason. I'm pretty sure that I set 400 pixels to it, and I'll do it again. Now you can see that our content is not visible. Again, we can go here, set it to be relative, set some positive z index, and it will right away appear. Now let's go and change this image here. I need this bird-like shape, let's call it like that. I can go here while my tag is selected, and let's set this bird-like shape. You can see that it's applied. All I have to do here is center this content, and I can do that easily by going to this content wrap div, setting it to flex, setting it to center. And now you can here you can see how it's sticked all the way to the left side, and text is sticked to the left side of this div, and I don't like that. Not that I don't like it, but by the design here it's not like that. And here we can again go to this 90 pixels left and right spacing, and now we can go here and we can apply it in various places. We can set padding, left padding here, we can set left padding here, left margin here. It will work either ways. Let's go with just left and right padding here, because it's a little bit organized. And now you can see that my text is pushed to the 90 pixels from the left. Now this will conclude our content here, so I can jump to these navigations here. They're quite simple, the same as before. So this time I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's increase their number here. Let's type in 6 here. And because I increase the number of links, I need to increase the number of content as well. So these two numbers needs to be equal. And now they are. So I can go set it to be grid, set the column to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And now what I need to do here, make this div here, make this spacing, and make these arrows. Let's begin by finishing this structure for the navigations first. Firstly, let's add one div, which is going to be, let's name it top line. And because it's top line, it needs to be in the top of the paragraph. And let's check out, I'd say it's 2 pixels here. So let's go and set its height to 2 pixels. Let's set its width to 100% because we want it to be always fully stretched. Let's remove these paddings here because we don't want them on the tab opener. We want always our text to be aligned all the way to the left. We don't want that extra space, we just don't need it. Now let's set the background color to this div, and it would be, let's check it out again. Let's go to the inspect, and it's this hex color, and it would be best for me to save it in the styles, because let's name it gray second. Interesting. Oh, I didn't select colors. That is my bad. You just need to select the good thing. Gray second. And let's hit confirm. Confirm again, and it is created now. Now let's go with the hex and let's remove this hashtag. Now you can see they're pretty similar, but this one is a little bit darker. And let's now go and into the tab opener. Let's set the text color to be this second gray, and let's set this top line to have background of this second gray. And you see why it's best to always save your colors. That's because you have them here in just 2 clicks. And now I need to make this hover animation to turn this text white, and when it's active I need to make this line white. As well, I need to make this extra spacing here and extra spacing here. So let's go with the easiest part, and that is extra spacings. Let's select tabs, and into the rows gap, let's set something like, oh, that's too much. Let's go with 15. Yes, 15 is perfect. And let's go to our grid here. Let's just find it. It's navigation. And here, let's increase it to 25. Oh, yeah, this looks perfect. And here I can set top line bottom margin, so I can make extra space between line and text. So 5 pixels will do the job, or not. I need something more here. Let's go with 10. And 10 is pretty okay here. So again, the most interesting part is text changing here. So let's do that as well here, so everything will look way better. And again, this is pretty boring part, but everything here is the part of the process, so you just need to do it, no matter how much it may be boring or interesting. You just need to do it. So let's go here, and for this one I remembered it. It's government. I hope that I spelled this correctly. And this one is just too long. I won't bother remembering it. I'll just go here and let's paste it here. Now what is left is hover animation and active state. So let's select tab opener. Let's go with hover, and let's set our text color to be white. Again, before we test it out, let's set transition because we want smooth looking animation. Let's go with ease. And I don't know why I keep turning off this page, because I need it constantly. Now when I hover over these links, you can see how they work perfectly. Now all that is left here is to change the remaining contents and to make this top line white when my nav is selected. Now I can do that by selecting my top line. Let's select it and let's set class to it of top line. Now I can go to this tab opener because this is the tag that I'm hovering. Let's dh active. Let's remove this predefined instance. Let's go here again, hover state, and we are targeting our top line. That is our children with class. That's why we set the class to it. So let's select it. And now we can set the background color to be white. Now, when I go and refresh again. Something. Oh no, I made a mistake. I made a hover. I don't need hover. I need active. That is my mistake. Sorry for that. I need to make it active. And again, children with class, top line. And now I need to set the background color of white. And also I need to set the text color, but not for the top line. Let's bring that to default. I need to set it to white as well because I want my text, or I can just click here. I want my text as well to be white when it's active, so I've forgotten that completely. So let's go to the default here. And now let's hit refresh here. And now you can see that when it's active, my top line is white, text is white, my hover is here. When it switched the active tab, it again make this top line white, text white. Now let's go and change this content again. So how we did it, we can again go to the tabs, settings, select the plugin options, type in the 2 here, in this image here. Let's go and let's see what happened here. For some reason, oh okay, nothing, just I just didn't see well. So let's go here. Here I need this media and entertainment. Again, I'll just copy it. I won't bother typing that from scratch. Let's go copy this paragraph. So paste it here. No extra space this time. Nice. And again, need learn more, arrow, and this woman background. So let's go here with learn more with the arrow here. Oh, let's again just type in, let's not bother finding it. Let's type in arrow, and we need to change the background here. We need that woman image, and here it is. And now here you can notice that there is no spacing here. That's because this tags here doesn't contain the class of margin bottom. And let's go here and directly on the layers, I'll select this H3 and add a class to it of margin bottom 16 and pass that on this paragraph as well, margin bottom 16. Now when I go to the live site, you can see how this the initial tab opened is second. That's because I haven't go to tabs, settings, plugin options, and this is 2 here. I forgot to change it to 1. Now let's go back and refresh, and you can see my first tab is open. Now when I go here, spacing is here, and spacing is here as well. That's because I now selected my tags directly from layers, and then I set the class to them. When you select something on a canvas, it's only that one that will inherit the class. For example, if you can see that we are working with looped elements here. And now if I select something here, it will be only selected on a looped element. In my case, it's first one, because the first one is selected here, and the first one will be the only one that inherited that class. Now you can see that I have 2 classes here, so let's remove them. And here, if I again select it, again 2 classes, let's remove them. and let's see what we've done. And yes, everything works perfect now. The only thing that is left here would be to make these buttons that are functional. So let's do that as well. Let's go here and here. Let's close these two, and let's add one more div inside of our tabs. Let's call it, let's go with buttons wrapper. Inside of it, I'm going to add one div, which is going to be my button. So let's name it button prev. Prev, because this button will be for the previous tab, so prev will be just the short. Now let's go and see the specifications. It needs to contain the padding of 26 pixels top and bottom, 10 pixels left and right. So let's quickly add that here. 26, and let's go with 10 left and right. Now what I have to do here, let's make this flexible so this button can have its real width. The background here, I'll just copy it because you can see that it's again unique with this opacity here. So let's button prev. I need to set the background color to it. Let's go here and just replace it here. You can see that it's barely visible, but it's here. And let's increase the opacity. Let's go with 4 here. Still not enough. Let's go with 5. And now it's a little bit easier to see it. And let's leave it like this. Now let's add one image here, and let's see what we have here. We have this arrow left and arrow right. So let's select it, go to the settings, source. Let's again type in, let's not bother finding it, and arrow prev, here it is. And here is my arrow. It may not be exactly the same as it's here, but it serves its purpose. Now what I can do, let's pull this arrow outside of the container on the left side here. So let's see what I have here. So let's make this, let's see, what shall I make a relative here? Let's make these tabs here relative, because I want this arrow to be sticked to the tab. Let's make it a relative. Let's make this button prev absolute, and here it is. The width of my button is 37 pixels. I can see it here. So let's pull this button 37 pixels outside of the container, and now we can see it's outside. So what is left here is to make this extra spacing here. I'd say it's somewhere around 10 to 15 pixels. So let's increase it. Let's go with 50. Let's just make it like this. And yes, this looks nice. Now what I can do here is type in, for example, 45%. And here I can precisely click on this line here and drag it so I can interact with this value like this. So let's see, I think that 32 pixels will be perfect here. And yes, it's centered here. Now what I have to do is just copy this button. Let's close it here. Let's close it here as well. And let's name it button next, because this will be my second button. Just let's remove this, not here, right click and reset, and let's input the value of 50 pixels, minus 50 pixels, I'm sorry, here. And you can see that we again pulled it out from the container. All that is left is to change this image to arrow next, I'd say. Yes, it's arrow next, and I have these two buttons. Now, before I make them functional, let's make that a hover effect like here to make it go even lighter in the background. So firstly, let's select hover. Let's go to the background color and let's change this opacity. Let's go with something big like 8. And I think this will be perfect. Let's turn it off here. And let's add again transition because we want it to be smooth. Let's go with ease. And because we want same thing all the way to the left, before I copy the code, let's set cursor to be pointer because I want it to be pointer when I hover in. And now let's go here, open the custom code, copy the hover and paste it. Let's see. I need to switch tabs here and paste it here, hit save. And let's copy this as well so I don't have to make it through Builder. It's a bit faster this way, and that will be it. Let's check out how it looks like. And you can see when I hover in, my hover works and my arrows are prepared to be functional. So let's now select them, and how to make them functional. Let's add classes to them. Let's go with arrow prev for this one, and let's type in that correctly, arrow prev. And for the next one, it will be arrow next. And this is all you have to do. Now go to the tabs, go to the settings, open the plugin settings, and here you can just type in the name of the classes that you set on your arrows. You can type in any classes here you like. I just went straightforward and named them arrow prev. And let's copy that, paste it here, and change that to arrow next. Now let's hit save and see if this works. Now you can see that my first slide is opened. When I click on the right arrow, my next slide is opened. Again, it opens other slides. When I go to the left, it opens slides to the left. When I click again left here, it will go all the way to the end. When I click to the right, it will start from the beginning. And I haven't changed this content here because it will take just too much time. I want to do it. And now I can just, I think that, yes, I haven't added the underline animation for these headings here. So let's add it really quickly. Let's make everything perfect. So into the align, I need this. And let's check out if it works. Yes, it works. And with this, I think that we concluded. Oh, whoops. Let's go back. With this, I think that we concluded this section as well. So here, maybe not. You can see this. I'm not sure how much you can see that, but I can see that this section here contains this white shadow-like background. So let's add that as well. You see that I missed that for some reason. Let's add that directly on our wrapper now. So let's go and select our box shadow. I hope it will work well here. And let's make it to be spread. I'm not sure if I can find these properties here through the through these inspect tool. I hope I can, but if not, I'll just try and make it myself. Let's see. And no, unfortunately, I cannot find it, but let's try to find it because it will be nice if I could copy it perfectly. And let's try with another div. Sometimes you need to be to go from the div to div or from tag to tag here and to look for what you need, and sometimes it knows to be a little bit hard because you don't know where they put all of those settings. And yes, it will be just too time consuming to go and look for this. So let's make something here, like let's go with spread of actually let's leave the spread. Let's go with blur like 60 pixels, and let's set the color to be white. And as you can see, we made something, but not on the right thing. We want it to be all over our content here, not over you can see how it's above my headings. That means that I selected the wrong tag here. So let's go here and let's select our content. Yes, the content is the div that needs to contain these properties. So let's go with box shadow. Let's again go with blur. I don't know how it's set. Let's go with 60 pixels and let's set the white color. Now we can play with the spread. Let's go with 20 pixels and I think I'll go with 40 here. And now I can go here and let's make this white color a bit more transparent, because this is too much when I hit save. You could see how we have this white shadow-like, but it's still too much visible. So let's go with 0.5. And now it's perfect, but it's too short. So I again need to go here. Let's hit the spread of 100 pixels, because why not? And let's hit the blur of 80 pixels. And now let's check out how this looks like. This shadow is barely visible, so I don't like this. I want to make it perfect, so let's change it here. Let's increase the opacity. Oh my god, that's too much. Let's put it to 0.8 and yes, this will do the trick for me. I won't go into details because if I want to make it exactly like this, it will take me a bit more time. So I'll just leave it like this. You get the point of how can you make the shadow. So I won't go into details here. Now let's go to the next section here and look at that. Look at how this beautifully looks like. This image getting sticked to the background, and when I scroll, it just stays in place like this. And you're probably thinking, whoa, how can I make this? But that is actually pretty simple to make. So let's go here. And as before, let's add one section here. Let's input one container inside of it and one plain div, which is going to be a wrapper. And this section, let's see how to name it. We can name it click to action, because we have that button that could be clickable, or let's make it shorter, just CTA. Now what I can do here is take a look how this and this spacing are big. So let's go here. You can see it's 180 pixels in height plus 55, so that will make it 236 pixels top and bottom. So let's go with 235. I just want to make these numbers that ends on 5 or 0, so that's the only reason I'm doing this. And let's make it here as well, because we need the bottom one to be exactly the same. Now before we make this amazing image effect, let's quickly do this boring part and make this simple structure here. Firstly, let's see what we need here. It's 48 pixels heading. I think it's our H2. So let's see if I'm wrong, and I'm not wrong. So let's see how this paragraph is. It's 16 pixels, 26 bottom margin, and this is 16 pixels. Yes, so let's just copy this paragraph content here and let's create one paragraph so we can paste in the content. Together we advance. Again, I won't bother typing it, I'll just paste it. Let's go with our class for bottom margin so it could be reused. And for this paragraph, let's make the class of margin bottom 26 pixels. So it's used on many more places, so I'll just make it. And here we would need this gradient button. So let's go to our style sheets, and my scroll is bugging for some reason. And now let's go and copy this and paste it here. Now all that is left to do is make this text break in two columns and two rows, sorry. And how can I do that? Let's set the max width to this div of 690 pixels. Let's go with 690 pixels, 100% width, because we want all of this width to be filled. And let's hit this button here so we can center it. And what these do is basically set left margin and the right margin to be auto, which is the method to center things when you are working with fixed sizes like width 100% or max width 690% in my case. Now let's go and center this text and this button as well. And now we have this the same structure, but let's make a little bit smaller max width here so more words can be broke here. Now I can just select this field, hold the shift on my keyboard and scroll down on my mouse, and you can see how the values will increase by 5 or decrease by 5. And this is the structure that I need. Now all that is left is that interesting thing to make that image. All I have to do here is select my section and go to the background panel. Here I need to select the image, and here I want to use that eye image, and here it is. Let's just use it. And it's set, but it won't have that amazing scroll effect. So how can we achieve that? Well, simply. Let's select the size to be cover. Let's set repeat to be no repeat. And the most important thing here is the attachment needs to be fixed for that effect to be achieved. Now let's go here, hit the refresh and our site. Now when I scroll, you can see that we have the same effect, but I don't have any more content at the bottom, so you cannot see well. So let's make one section, which will be the height of, let's go with 100 VH. So let's make that extra space so we can scroll even further. Now when I scroll, you will see that how this animation works perfectly. And when I go back to their site, you can see that effect is the same. So you can see it's not that hard to make this effect. Just in a couple of minutes we made this whole section. So now we can progress even further, and we came to the case studies section. Now let's reuse this section. Let's just call it case studies. I hope that I spelled it. Yes, I spelled it correctly. Let's reset this value here because we don't want that. And again, let's see how much spacing we have here. We have 55 pixels top and bottom, and this extra space here, which is 20. And let's see if we have extra space at the bottom as well. So no, we don't. So top padding will be 75 pixels. Bottom padding will be 55 pixels. And that's it for the spacing. Now let's add one container and again one div, which is going to be my wrapper. Now let's see what we have here. Here again we have this simple heading and we have these 4 cards, and you can see how they are different in size. You can see that this is smaller, this is wider, and in this case this is wider and this is smaller. To achieve this structure, we'll use the grid, and I'll show you one interesting trick. It will be a bit confusing at the beginning, but eventually you'll learn by the end of this section creation. So let's make this div here, name it grid. And before we progress even further, let's do this heading. It's 28 pixels, and I'm pretty sure that it's come on, scroll. I'm pretty sure it's the same as this one, and let's see if I'm not mistaken, and yes I am. It's 30 pixels here, so let's make it from scratch. Let's go here, make h2 again, and I'm pretty sure that we have a class of h4, and yes we have. Now we have 25 pixels. Let's put this above our div, and now we need bottom margin to be 16 pixels. Let's use the class for that as well, MB26, and let's change the text while I'm here. So let's just copy this, go here, go to the settings and just paste it. I can remove this extra space, and here it is. Now I can progress further and let's close this one. Let's begin by making this card. So let's see how much spacing we need for it. We need, come on, show me that pop-up. It won't show it to me for some reason, but I can select it just and scroll all the way to the bottom here, and you can see how much the values are here. So 34 at the sides, 26 at the top, and it's a bit more at the bottom, as I can see. So let's firstly make the card here. Let's name it card. And let's go with 34 on the sides and 26 at the top. And at the end, we need this extra space here, which is going to be 26 plus this 26, so 52. This time I'll type in 52. I want to go with 50 or 55. There is no particular reason for that. I just feel like doing like it. So let's see what we have here. I think they're the same headings, but they're not. I'm mistaken. So let's. This is H2. So here I'll use H3. And this heading needs to contain the styles of H5. So let's put the class that we created. And let's at the beginning copy and paste this text here. And now let's see how much spacing we have here. It's 16 pixels and 26 for this paragraph here. So let's create one paragraph. Let's turn off this feature. Let's copy it and paste it. Now let's go and set those margins. MB 16 for this one, and for this one it would be MB 26. Now we need this outline button, but this time it's a bit different. You can see that it contains this arrow which changes color when I hover over it. So let's make that really quickly. I can reuse the button from the style guide. So let's just copy it here and paste it in here. Now, all that this button needs is one paragraph and one image, which will be my arrow. Now let's go and copy this text, read the case study. Read the case study, and I'm pretty sure that the C here is the capital, and yes, it is. And now I inputted one image here, but this is the mistake from the beginning. If I want my arrow here to change the color, I would need to use one new tag here, and it's called the embed. Now, in order for this to work, I would need to go to Figma, and here are my predefined assets. So my scroll bar is begging for some reason, and I cannot zoom in. So let's try like this. Let me for a second try again, or I will need to use different mouse. Yes, let's just go with this zoom in option here. I'm sorry for my scroll bar, but it just decided to stop working now. So let's go and select this image here, because we will need this one. And because this is the drawn shape, it's not the actual image, it's an SVG, which is made through code. I can just go right click here, copy paste, copy as SVG, then go back here and into my embed, just open it and copy and paste everything that I copied. But in order for everything to work, I will need to scroll to the end of this code and find this fill option. Now I just need to delete this white and type in current with two R's, capital C, color. Now when I hit save, you can see that I created my arrow, and you can see that when I hover over this button, it changes color. That's because we made it through SVG, and when we set it current color, that basically means you will pull the color from this field, and because it's current color, and that basically means when we hover over it, we change its hover to black because we want our text to be black, and our image pulls that value as well and becomes black. Now all I have to do here is make it flex, make it centered, and let's set the cap of 15 pixels would be enough. And again, here is that annoying stretching, so let's make another div. Let's name it button wrapper, and let's set the flex property to it, flex start, and here we have it. When you hover over the embed, you can notice that this extra space that it's creating, and you cannot remove it, but you can do this workaround and just put negative margin of, let's go with 4 pixels, and you can see that we pulled the whole embed to the bottom for 4 pixels. You can do it even more if you like. You can play with these values. You can go with -6 if you want, and you can just make it perfect for you. Now let's make this paragraph here break into more rows. We need to make it with 235 pixels. So let's go here and let's go to the max width. But firstly, let's select it here. 235 pixels, 100% in width, and here it is. We have our paragraph. Now let's go and set the background to this card. And now you can use the two methods. You can go and make the image inside of it, or you can just go just as we set it here. You can go here, set it as the background, but for this example, because later on I'm going to loop this, I'm going to go with this tag here, which is going to be absolute, and I will explain you why just in a couple of seconds. But firstly, let's change this image and let's see what we need here. We need this woman driving, so let's see if we have it, and yes, we have it here. Now let's make this whole card be relative, because we want that image to be absolute to it. So let's now go to our image, let's set it absolute, and let's center it. Now what I want to do here is make this image fully stretch in width, and as well fully stretch in height, and you can see how it's distorted. To avoid this, I can go to the settings, set it to be cover, and you can see how distortion is avoided, but this image is cut off. But that will be fixed when I make this card smaller. That will happen when I set the grid option here, and you can see that my card looks normal now. Now, because this card is absolute, it goes again over this text here, and let's make one div here so I can nest everything inside of it. And let's type in the name here of text wrap, for example. Let's go here, let's make it relative, and let's input the z-index of 10. Now you can see how we have our content visible here. Now let's see what else is left to be done here, and I'd say nothing with this card. The only thing is left is to make other cards and make this structure. So let's close this card and let's loop it 4 times. Now let's see how much spacing we have here, if it could be visible here, and yes it is. 17 pixels plus 17, and it's 34, so let's set it here of 34, and here it's smaller as I could saw, and it's 20 pixels, and yes, this works perfectly here. Now the only thing left to do is make the change all the content here and to make that structure. Firstly, let's go with this simpler part and change all of the content. So let's type this here. Let's go with this here, and with this here. And again, here is this boring part, but it must be done. So I'll do it really quickly. There is not much text to be changed. It's watch the video, read the blog, and watch the video again. So watch the video. Let's copy it and paste it here. Here is read blog. Let's see if read the blog. Sorry, I made a mistake. And next thing is to change these images. So here I need to, I think it's DJs, this factory, and this device. So this is the reason why I chose this method with absolute image, because we looped everything, and if I just went to the second card and changed that image here in the background, it would be changed everywhere. So I would need to go and make new class for every of these cards, so I can change that, because this here is the CSS property, and this with this method that I'm using, it's HTML, because when I change this image, it will be changed directly into HTML. So I hope that you understand the reason why I did it this way now. So let's change them really quickly. DJ factory and that device. And now the last part about this section would be to make this structure. So let's first talk about this structure. You can see that let's say this image is somewhere around 40% width of this whole container, and this one is the remaining 60, so it could be 100%. Don't count this gap here, and it would be the same for these cards here. So let me do one pretty confusing thing with a grid now. So I will explain you everything. I hope you will understand. Let's go with these columns here, and let's increase them to the 10. So let's just go here and hit the plus until I hit 10. And now you can see how everything is messed up. Now let's go and select our cards, and let's type in the column span of, let's go with 6. This basically means my cards will now take up the 6 columns of my grid. My grid contains 10 columns, so when you do a math, you will get the number that this card here is the 60% in width of my grid, just like this one here. So now what is left to do is to make this card and this card go 40% in width, or go with 4 value here. So what I need to do here is select those cards precisely. So let's make this whole image here unclickable, so I can precisely select what I want. Pointer went, set it to none, and now I can precisely select this first item in the loop. So let's go and add class of, let's go with card dash small. Oh, I made a typo there, so let's remove this class and let's re-enter it so everything looks perfect. Now let's go here, and now you cannot input those values into the class, but in the future we would have this feature. But now let me show the workaround for that. You just need to go here, copy this custom code, it's green column span 6, and just go back to the class, paste it, make it says 4. And one pretty important thing, let me hit save, and you'll see that nothing happens. That's because on the tag I have this value set to 6, and the tag overrides my class. Now what I can achieve here, what I can do here to change that, is type in this mark here and type in important. With this, now when I hit save, you will see that this card has gotten way smaller. That's because this overrided the tag settings, and now it works perfectly. Now let's go here, and I don't know why it pasted the class on every single tag. I don't want that. let's go here down. Let's select this card and let's set this card small, and you can see how it works perfectly here. But when I select it here, let's try again card small. And yes, because I selected the first one, it passes it to every single one. So let's select this one, for example, and here let's select number 1 and set card small. And again, this is the bug. So let's remove this and let's remove this class as well. Now I'll need to make one workaround. I didn't expect that this bug will appear. I would need to make this 4, and because I need my second to be expanded to 6 now, let's type in card wide this time. And now let's again copy this, create column span and paste it here. Now I need it to be 6, and let's type in here important. Now when I hit save, you will see that this card has gotten wider, and I need it here as well. So let's type in card wide, and now you can see that I achieved that effect. Now let me again explain you what we've done. This grid is separated on 10 columns, and let's count that as 100%. We set the discard to be 4 column span, or to take up 4 columns. In other words, it will be wide 40%, sorry. And this one will have the column span set to its class of 6, or it will take 6 columns and it will be 60% in width. The same we did is for these 2 cards down below, and that's how we achieve this structure. Of course, I choose this method here. You can do any other method you like. There is a bunch of methods to do the work here. I choose this one, and again, you can do whatever you like. Now let's see if we are done for this section, and you can see that this and these cards have bigger width than this and this, so less of this, they have less of the rows for the paragraph. So let's check how much it's here. It's 355. So let's again go here and let's go with classes of max width 355. Let's set it here 355. And again, because I have set it on my tag, it will override my class. And what can I do is right click here, set it as important, and you will see it will work. Now I can just go here and reuse my class, and you can see that now I again need to go to the top. And now let's see what we've done. You can see that now I have this hover effect, which will also affect my arrows. I have this structure made, and I have the different max widths here and here. Now when I take a look here, you will notice how this button is all the way to the bottom here, and let's do that in our project as well. So I'll go here, and when I select this button, let's select this button wrapper, and let's set margin top to be auto, and that won't work for some reason. I'm not sure why. Oh, that's because this text wrap has this height here. So all I have to do here is let's try and make this text wrap height of 100%. And yes, as you can see, this blue border, we stretched it all the way to the bottom. Now let's select this button wrapper, click on the margin and set it to auto, and still doesn't work. Interesting, this method shall work, but doesn't matter. I'll use the different one. Let's set one div here. Let's name it text wrap, because it's going to wrap my text. Let's nest these 2 inside, and now I can go here, set it to flex, set it to column, and set it to space between. Now all of these text contents are resetted because I changed the location of my text tag from replacing it into this div, and everything just resetted because I'm working with loop. And I'm just going to change the text here, so you can see that we achieved the same effect, doesn't matter. And you can already see that now my button is sticked all the way to the bottom. Let's see why. That's because I set the column to be the direction to be column, so flex can work like this, and when I set space between, it automatically took all the way from the bottom, and at the top we don't have it, but it took it from the bottom and put it between our text wrap and bottom wrapper. And now I think that we are finished with this section finally. And yes, that looks fine. Just this text, let's change it. I cannot stand it. And let's again put these margins classes here. I'm sorry. So let's go again with this one. And now when I go back, yes, this already looks better now. This will be everything for this section, I'd say. So let's go to the next one. And the next one is this latest news here. So let's again go and close this one, and let's make another section here, which is going to be news. And inside of it, not this one, but this, we have the same headings here and here, I'd say, but let's check it just to be sure. It's 28 pixels, or in our case we need H4 for that, or no, we need H3, my bad. So firstly, let's make this structure right. So let's type in this, and now I need one H2 again, which is going to contain the class H3 because we want it to be smaller. Now, before we progress even further, we need to make this extra space here. So let's go here. We need 55 pixels at the top and 72, so it's 100, and let's go with 30 here. Let's again just make this not margin but padding. Let's go with 130. And at the bottom, let's see how much we have at the bottom. It would be 55 plus 55. Yes, it's 55 plus 55. And let's set that here. And when we're done with the spacing, we can turn this off. Let's go back, latest news. Let's change that really quickly. Here we are, and now you can see that here we have this button that is aligned with my text all the way to the right. So let's firstly make that. I'll need one div here, which is going to be my, let's name it flex, because it's going to be flexible. And now let's reuse that button. I think we made it here, and yes, we did. So let's copy it from here, just paste it here, and of course all of the text and the image will be removed. So I need newsroom. So let's change it, newsroom, and let's change the image. Let's again type in arrow small, and let's set the flex to be flex, make it center, space between, and here we are with our structure. Now we can advance even further. Let's see how much spacing we need here. We need 20 plus, let's see, it's 20 plus 16, so it would be like this, and let's type in here the 36. When I hit enter, it will apply. And now here I just need simple cards. It will again be grid here. So let's go with one div here, which is going to be grid. So I'll name it. But before I progress even further, I can just close these sections so they don't make mess in my layers. Now let's make one div, which is going to be my card. So I can name it card. What this div, let me close this again. what this div needs to contain is one image, let's see if this is paragraph or heading. I cannot see it, but let's try to hover over it. And yes, oh, I'm sorry. Let's make this. I cannot hover over it. Let's turn off this position absolute. I shall be able now. And yes, I am now. 16 pixels, and this bottom one is 14 pixels. So let's just, while I'm here, I'll see which the background color is this. I think it's the same gray that we copied, and I cannot see it here, but I'm pretty certain it's that we already copied. So let me try and find it here. And yes, it's this. Oh no, it's the new color. So I'll just copy it from here. So everything can be perfect. Now let's create one div here, which is going to be my image wrapper. So let's name it image wrap. Let's put one image inside of it, and outside I'm going to need one paragraph, simple paragraph, and I'm going to need another paragraph, which is going to be this one here. So let's now firstly go and change this image. Let's see what we need. We have this laptop. Let's see if it is uploaded here, and I hope it is, but I cannot see it. So let's again manually upload it. Let's upload all of them. While I'm here, I need this one and this one, and I see that my other images are not here, but doesn't matter. I'll just go with, let me check. Oh yes, it's here. I just named it with the other name. So let's go with this. And again, it's, my scroll is again bugging. I'm so sorry for that. So I need to use this zoom in option here. Let's zoom out a bit. Now let's set this grid here to be 4. And let's see what else we can do here. We can change this text right away. Let's begin by doing these simple tasks. This date here, and I can see that this date here contains different text color, but while we are at the color, let's complete this color and set it as the background color for our card. So I can just go here and paste it like this, and you can see it's applied here. So now what I need to do is make these spacings, and let's see how much I need. It's 16 pixels on the all sides, so let's hit shift here, and no, I just made that on the wrong tag. So for this I will need to make another div, which is going to be my text wrap, and now I'll just need to nest everything inside of it, and now I can go and add 16 pixels. For this one, as I said before, we need to make it 14 pixels, and let's not be precise with this color. Let's go with gray second. Oh, it's too dark. Let's set this gray instead, and it's perfect. Now what I can else do here is make this text a little bit bolder. Let's go with semi-bold. Let's go with bold, and no, that's too much. Let's go with semi-bold here. And this looks pretty nice to me. Now all that is left to do is make this hover animation and make this extra spacing here, but I'll do that at the end. Now let's go and let's set the class to this image of news image EMG. IMG, not E, sorry for that. We want this animation to trigger when I hover over my card, so let's go here, hover, and let's target the children with class news image. I want it to be scaled. So let's scroll here into the transform. Here I can find this scale option, and let's not overdo it. Let's go with 1.1 and 1.1 here as well. So now when I scale it, you will see, when I hover it, you will see this scale. You can see how it goes outside of the boundaries, and to fix that, let's choose this div here, scroll all the way to the top and set the overflow to hidden. Now when I scroll, you will see how it zooms in, but it's not going outside of the boundaries. That's because this option is preventing anything to go outside. It will just get clipped. Now you can see how this animation works just too fast. Let's again go to our transition properties and let's set it to ease. And now you can see it's again too fast. So let's increase the duration. Let's set it to be 400 milliseconds. And now you can see how it works perfectly. Now let's go and duplicate this card 4 times. Let's see how much spacing we need here. It's again 17 by 17. So again, I need 34 pixels here. And for the responsiveness, I'll put it 34 here as well. Whoa, something happened. My mouse is going wild now. Let's now go and change these images. Here I need this CPU, so let's go here and let's change it here. And okay, it's nice. And for this one, I need this image here. And I can again do it like this. And you can see that it's perfect now. Let's add some bottom margin to this. Let's go with, let's see if you can find how much it is. It is 16 pixels, I could see it. So let's again use our class of margin bottom and 16. Let's reset this value and we have our margin bottom. Now all that is left is to stretch this all the way to here. So let's again make our text wrap go in 100%. Oh, that won't work here. So let's go with a different method here. Let's set this card to be flexible. Let's set it to be column so we don't mess up with the structure. Now I can go to the text wrap and set it to be size this value here. And you can now see how it took up full free space that it could. Now I can go and let's try again that method that I tried before. Let's set the auto here, and no, it doesn't work here either. So let's just set our good old flex option and space between. And now you can see how we have our dates at the end. And now I can go just and let's copy this and change those texts. That's the only part that is left here. So I can do that really quickly. And while this is done, I think that we are as well done with this section, but now you can see how it got this underline when I hover over this card. So we are not done with the hover animation. Let's give this text the class of card underline. Let's again go back to our card. Let's make another instance here on hover. I want my this class is not loaded here, so let's that's because it's not added here. Strange. Let's again add it. It's card underline. Oh, it is here, but for some reason it's not added at the first try. So it's here now. Now let's go here, hover, selectors, card underline. It's here now. We can add this underline here, and I think that it will work now. And yes, it works. And now let's go and see how this works onto the live site. I can scroll down a bit. And now when I hover over, you will see these amazing looking scale animations and these underlines. But You can notice that, or it's not, okay, it's my bad, sorry. And you can see that this section contains this white-like gradient here, and again, I'm not sure that I can find it here. Let me try it really quickly, and if I don't find it, I'll just go and customly make it, and yes, it's not visible to me here, so I won't lose any more time. And let's make it not that precisely. Now I can go here, select the gradient, and now let's set top gradient is okay, it's black, I need it to be black, and the bottom gradient is white, but let's make it a bit more transparent. Let's go with 0.14 here. That's again too much, so let's make it even more transparent. Let's go with 0.005, and no, that is just too much. I think that 0.1 will be the perfect balance. And now yes, we have this white-like background here, so I'll just leave it like this. And slowly we came to the end of this web page, or to the last section, and that is footer. Now let's go and make our footer. With footer, we can notice that we have these social links icons, and on the left side, we have this fancy drop down which opens a form which we can enter our email address and our location. We also have this captcha that we can confirm that we are not a robot, and we have this submit button. Rather than that, we have these simple groups with the links, and at the bottom we have also these links for terms and conditions, privacy, and so on and so on, and we have this note here. So let's go and let's begin with this form, let's say. So let's go back to our project. Let's close this section, and we can add another one. I can just name it footer, because this is going to be our footer. And inside of this section, we're going to need one container, and inside of our container, again, div, which is going to be wrapper. I'm going to name it. And now let's make one div, which is going to be top part of the footer. So let's just name it top. And with this, we can now see, let me just switch these tabs here so it's easier for me to navigate. Now, when I go here to inspect, let's see how much spacing we have here. Firstly, at the top padding, we have 26 pixels, and we have here some extra space of 26, so that will make 52. And at the bottom, we have exactly the same spacing, so it's a lot easier for me to set it. So let's go with 52, and as well here 52. Now, when I go back, that will be everything for the spacing. So now I can right away start with this pop-up section. Now let's go and make, let's see, let's go. And for this one, let's use the accordions plugin. So I just go into settings, go into the browse plugins, and here you need to install the accordions plugin. I already have it installed, so let's go back. You'll notice that when you go here and you try to find it here, you also have the accordions as you have the tabs, so you just need to click and drag it into your project and you're done. Because we won't need FAQs, we are going to set these accordions to be 1 here, so we only have one item here. And now what we're gonna do is we don't need this h3 here, and we don't need this paragraph here, so I'll remove them. And in the top div, also one quick note here, when you are working with these accordions, you shouldn't replace structures like this or mess with anything. You just need to pack things or content inside of this top div and inside of this bottom div. Now let's start building our drop-down form. So what we're going to need here is, let's check how large this is. It's 16 pixels. So let's see how padding, it's 16 padding here. So let's go and make that. So we're going to need one normal paragraph, which is going to say this. So let's copy this text from here. Let's go and paste it into our paragraph. Let's remove this extra space that I copied. And let's remove it here as well. And that's it. Let's increase the font weight of our paragraph here. Let's go with, let's see how bold looks like. And yeah, bold looks pretty fine here, so I'll leave it to be bold. And now, only thing that is left here is to set this arrow here. So let's go and add one image, and let's go to the settings, into the source, and let's find our arrow. For this example, I haven't prepared one arrow, so I'll just show you the different method you can rotate your arrows. So let's choose this small arrow here. And first of all, let's make this sizing here. So let's check how wide this is, and it's 450 pixels. So let's just go to the accordions and let me check if it's the same width when I open it. So yes, it doesn't go outside of the boundaries. So let's put the max width to our accordions here. Let's go with 450 pixels and 100% width, because you're doing this because this is a good practice. Now let's go to the top div and let's set it to be flex. We want this to be centered and we want our arrow to go all the way to the right. Now let's go and firstly let me add this bottom border before I turn this arrow upside down. So as we said, we need 16 pixels of padding here. So let me add 16 pixels and let's add a bottom border. I can set here a separate border. So let's set it to be solid because we want it to be, we don't want it to be dashed or dotted. We want it to be straight line. So let's set it to be white. And I think we shall need 2 pixels for this border. So let's just go back and see. Okay, I already forgot where I put. Okay, it's here. And let's put it to 2 pixels. We can reduce it later on if it's too much. And now let's turn this arrow here. So firstly, let's go and let's add a class to it. We're going to name it, let's go with drop down dash arrow. Later on, I'll show you why we are going to use class here. So let's set all of these stylings on our class. So I'm going to scroll down into the transform option. I'm going to open it. And into this drop down, I'm going to select rotate. Here, I can input the value for how many degrees I want to rotate my arrow. For example, if we go 45, you will see that it's rotated for 45 degrees. And if we go 90, you will see that my arrow is now rotated downwards. So that is one method. You can always just go to the Figma and do the magic, like right click, and I'm not sure how to do it here. Oh yes, you can go here and you can, for example, go with, I don't know, 90 degrees here, and you can just export this, but I will use this method for now. What is left to do here is to make our form. So into the bottom div, I'm going to, let's see what we need again. We need, let's turn this off. Firstly, we need this top spacing, which is 10 pixels. Then we need one email field, which is required. You can see by this red star here. And we need one select field, which is also required. Now let's begin by adding our top space. I'll add here 10 pixels of padding. And now inside of it, let's input one form. I can just go here and click on it, and this is going to be my form. Now inside of my form, I'll put one div. I like to make my structure inside of the forms like this, and I'm going to name it field wrap. Now inside of this, I can just go and input one label and one field. Now when this is done, let's go and set this label to be inline, to be block, I'm sorry, and this input as well to be block. Now let's check out how big the labels are here. So I can just hover over them. It's 16 pixels. and the bottom margin is 6 pixels. So sizing is okay. Left to do here is to add bottom spacing here. So I'll just go with 6 pixels. Now let's go and change this text here. So let's go and copy email address here. But firstly, let's nest two spans inside of this text label, and I'll show you why later on. Let's paste into this span this email address here, and inside of this span I'll make this star on my keyboard. Now all I have to do here is let's take this span for example, and let's put the left margin of 5 pixels, and here I can edit this span separately than this one and set its text color to be red. Now we are finished with our title here, so I can go on and edit this field here. Now let's check out how big this field is. You can see that it's 450 pixels in width. We don't need to change that, and it's 38 pixels in height. We're going to set it to be 40 pixels in height, so I can just go like this, and 100% in width because we want it to go full width here. And now you can see that we are almost finished here. All that is left to do is put this red border and we are done. Now the text color of the text inside of the field, inside of this input field, is the black, so we can change that as well. But firstly, let's go and add that red border. So we need it all around, solid again, and just let's put this red border, and you can see that we've gotten ourselves a border. I can notice that here, I think that it's some radius, so let's change, yes, it's 2 pixels radius, so let's add that radius here as well. It's barely visible, but it's still, if you try hard enough, you can see it. And now let's put that the text that is inputted here to be black. I just need to set its color here to be black. And my job here is done. I can even go to the live site. And let's see what we've done here. Now, when I start typing, you can notice that my text here is black. But it's too small, so let's check out how big this text here is. I'll say it's 16 pixels, and yes, this text here and this text are the same. So let's go again to our input and set it to be 60 pixels. Now when I refresh, you can see that nothing happened. Let's see why. Probably because this is some, let me see here. Let's inspect our project now, so we can see how big it is. Now let's see. For some reason, it didn't get my. Yeah, it did not get the ability, my property of font size. So let's refresh the browser really quickly, and let's again type in the 16 pixels here. Let's go with 17 this time to see if it will get these values. And now, yes, now the text is way bigger, but now we need padding inside of our field. It's 6 pixels top and bottom and 20 pixels left and right. So let's go here and let's set 6 top and bottom, and let's type in 12 left and right, and let's put this back to 16. It will probably work now, so let's refresh. And now, yes, you can see that it works perfectly. And you can notice that on this website, when I click that, they doesn't have this black border like me. So let's go and remove that border from our inputs. So I'll select here global input. I wanted to remove it for every single input that I will have on my page. And for that, I will need to go to the custom code and type in, not here, but here I need to type in focus dash visible. And then I need to set these brackets, and then I need the value of outline none. This shall fix this black border here. So let's check out if that done anything. And yes, this annoying border is now disappeared. Now we have our field here. So let's go and see what we need next. So let's turn this off for now. Okay, this message is pretty annoying. Let me refresh this website. Let's scroll to the bottom, and now we have it again. Firstly, before I go to the next field, let's go to the settings while this input is selected, and let's set this type to be email. So if somebody is entering something like their name or first name or phone number, browser will notify them that they need to input a valid email. Now, for these fields here, you do not have to, we don't have to put anything except this required, because this field must be inputted. Now, let's go and duplicate this whole div here, and let's see how much space we need here. So let's again right click here, open the inspect, and down here I cannot find where the spacing is, but let's put something like 20 pixels. Doesn't matter, we don't need to be precise here. Yes, 20 pixels will do the trick. And now location region. So let's try. You can also double click on the text tags and you can open this editor, or you can go to the settings, doesn't matter. So let's just type in location / region. When I hit save, we are done with this. And here we will need this, not this website, but this one. We will need this website, which is going to open all of these values for me to choose. Now, here I would need to just select my input. I don't need to remove it and then add another tag. I just need to go and here find my select, and while my input is selected, I just need to right click on this select, and my input will be transformed into the select and will keep all of its CSS stylings here. So I don't need to go from scratch and type in all of those let's call them properties. So let's go here and let's now see how can we add options here. Well, for the options, you can just go here, left click on it, and nest this option inside of the input. And now you can just go here, loop it however how many times you need. Doesn't matter. You can loop it 100 times, 5 times, 10 times. It doesn't matter. And here you can input the content and the value. I want to go and input all of these states here. I will just go with some examples. For example, let's go with example 1, and I will input this for my value like example -1. I'll avoid putting space here. So now, because it is looped, I can just go here, open my second, and then go like example 2, change its value to 2, go with third, example 3, change the value to 3. We don't want two same values. Example 4, let's put it here to be 4, and for the last one, let's put in example 5, and here set it to 5. Now let's go and see what we achieved. So now when I open it, you will see all of these values here, and you can also see that this here contains this black border. So let's again go here, let's open this, and let's just copy this code, and let's go back, select our input, and again I want all the select inputs to have these properties, so I'll just paste it here, and I hope that this will solve my problem here, and yes, it will. Now, because you can see that when I go here and refresh, that my example 1 will be selected. If you want to avoid that, you can just go here, open the first loop, and just let's type in something like please, or no, select your country. Let's type it in like that. And now when I go here, you can see that I have this placeholder, or I can even leave it empty and it will be exactly like the same, like here. Oh, it's not empty on there, and it's select and the three dots. So let's make it like that, select and three dots. And now it's the same on our end. And that will be everything for this select field. Now for the reCAPTCHA, I won't be able to show you here, but I will demonstrate. I will explain you how can you implement it in your project. You just need to go again into the settings, go to the browse plugins, and here you need to find the plugin. I think it's near bottom. Yes, it is. This Google reCAPTCHA version 2. You just need to install it. Click on the install and wait for the Divhunt backend to do its magic. And it should be done. Yes, it is. Once it's done, you will get this option here. You can open it. And when you publish your website on some domains, you can later on request the reCAPTCHA keys for your website, and you can input them here. I don't have them for this blank website, so I won't be able to show you, but this is how you can do it. After you put your keys here, you can just go back to the builder, click here, and your CAPTCHA will automatically be placed inside of your form. So you don't have to add it anywhere here, it will automatically be added. So for this example, I'll go without CAPTCHA. So let's see what we have without our CAPTCHA. We have this submit button, so let's go. And this is not a plain link button like we used before. For forms, you need to use, you just need to hover over here and use the button. Now you need to select your button, and into the type you need to set it to be submit in order for it to send the data from your form to the server or whatever you like. Now all I have to do here is add the class to this button. I think it's button secondary, and yes, it is. Now let's go and add some spacing here. Let's see if 20 pixels will do the trick here. So let's add it here. Let's change the text. It doesn't contain the transitions, so let's change that really quickly. I don't know why it doesn't. So let's go like this. Now it does. Let's go and type in here submit. And I think, yes, this text shall be bolded and this border shall be a little bit thicker here. So let's set all of this on our tag because we don't want those stylings to be set on the class and on every single button. So firstly, let's set it to be bold, and let's set this border here to be, let's go with 2 pixels. And if it's too small, I'll again increase it. And I think that this shall do the trick. So it's 16 pixels for font, and everything looks fine here. So I think that we are finished with our form. Now all that is left to do is to make these accordions functional. All I have to do here is type in some different number rather than 1 here. Let's go with 10, it will work. And when I hit save, it will be closed. Now, when I go to the live site, you can see that it's closed by the default. When I click on it, it will open. But let me input one empty div here so it's better visible. And let's input the height on this div of 50 VH. Now when I go to the live site, I have a bit more space here. Now when I click on it, you will see how my form pop-ups here. I can select from these values here. I can input my email here, and I can submit my form. But you can notice that this arrow is not rotating. So let's change that. We want it to rotate all the way to the top and to go then back to the bottom. And with the accordions, we can do that easily. I just need to select accordion, and here I just need to, or no, I can just select this image here, come here, set it, open the forms here, and not in the forms, I just need to select this active here. When I select it, I just need to go down below, and this transform option, I just need to change the value. So here I would need 270, not this much, but this much. And now let's test it out if this actually works or I made some mistakes. And yes, I made a mistake here. So let's reset this and put off this active state. Now let's go here to the accordion and set the active. And after that, let's select our children with class. Let's go with drop down arrow. And now we are going to set the different rotate value. Let's just go to the transform, set the rotate here, and go with 270 270 degrees now. And I hope that this shall work now. And yes, you can see how it turns, but it goes too fast. So I'm going to go to this image here and set the transition of ease, and 200 will be enough. So let's test it out now. And you can see how my arrow is now turning up and down while when it's active and when it's disabled. So that will be everything for this drop down. I can now remove this free space here. And now let's close these accordions because we don't want to work with them anymore. And now let's make these icons here. And I can see that they're the same as in the hero section or navbar section. So let's just go here and let's copy this icons wrapper, whole wrapper. This is the great example of how can you reuse things. And now I just need to paste it over here. While my top is selected, I will set the flex here. Make everything centered and make them go space between. Now let's go here, and all that is left is to increase the loop. I need 7 items here and to change these icons. So let's go here and let's increase this to be 7. And after that, I just need to replace them. Let's see the order. It's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn. So let's go here. It's Facebook, the first one. Let's see which will be the second one. Yes, it's not uploaded, so I'll need to do it again. Twitter. Yes, we need the Twitter. Then we need the Instagram. So let's again go here and upload it. The fourth one will be the LinkedIn. So let's go here and find the LinkedIn logo. Here it is. Then it's the email. So let's again find it here. And the sixth one is the YouTube, and the last one is Twitch. So let's go here and do those as well, because we want everything to be perfect. And for the last one, it is the Twitch, if I remember correctly. So let's go here and let's just change it. And now it is changed. And now when I hover, you can see that it's a bit of a distorted here, because some of the icons are bigger and some are the smaller, narrower, or higher. So it's making my icons making my div with this hover animation stretch. So to fix this, let's find which one is let's see which logo here is the biggest. It's this one, obviously. So let's set these some boundaries. Let's go with width of, let's go with 25 pixels. And no, we won't do that. We want max width to be 25 pixels. And now it is a little bit better. I just now I'm going to center these icons to be precisely at the center. And now let's set the fixed height. Let's make these icons be, let's change it to be, let's go with 45 pixels for width and 45 for the height. And now um, you can see that all of them are the same. And let's check out that on the live side. You can see that all of them are same now. Better solution for this would be to go in Figma, for example, and optimize all of those images to have same sizes. But this solution is also fine because tomorrow your user may put some bigger icons here, and they will be automatically resized when you set them the max width and here the fixed width and height. And now with that done, let's see what is left. We have these links here, so let's go and make that as well. Firstly, let's see how big this spacing here is. And I'm not sure if I can see it precisely. It is 26 pixels here, but I'm not sure that this is precise. Okay, I found it here. So it's 52 pixels plus 26 plus 26. So it's 52 plus 52. So it's 104. Let's go and set that on our top wrapper. Let's put these values here, 104. And then I can just put this div here, which is going to be my links wrapper. Now let's go and see what we need here. Firstly, we need this left and right spacing because you can see that it's not aligning all the way to the end. So let's see what they did here. You can see that they inputted one empty div. So that can be one of the solutions, or you can input the paddings here or something like that. But for this example, we will follow as they did, so we'll input one empty div here as well. So we would need to have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 groups here. So let's go and add one div here. Let's name it links group. And every single of these groups contain this heading here. We're going to check how big it is. It's H6 here. I don't have H6, so let's see how big it is. Okay, they used some calculations here, and I'm not going to use this on my project, so I'll just go with something like 20 pixels for the font size. Let's test it out so we will see. I'll go with simple paragraph. I won't use H6 or some other headings. It's not necessary. So let's go with this paragraph and let's see what's the name of this group. It's company. So let's put the company here and let's input the different font size. Let's go with 20 pixels and let's go with the bold and let's see if that's okay. That is fine. You can see that here is bolded too. And now let's see how much spacing we have here. We have 16 pixels. We can again reuse our class of margin bottom 16. And after that, I can now start and pack my links here. For this group here, I have 5 links. So I'll loop this 5 times. And let's set this in a flex because I want them to go one under the other. And let's see how much spacing we have here. We have 9.6 padding. I'll put 10. So let's go and select these links here and put the bottom margin of 10. Now, when that is fixed, I can now go and change this background color. I think that it's that one that we saved already. So let's go here. Let's set color this gray. I'm not sure if that's the correct color. Let's go with the other one. And I like this one better because it's visible more than that other. So I'll go with this one. And let's put this off. You can see that when I hover in and hover out, that this animation, this text becomes white and gets this underline. So let's make that really quickly. Again, I'm going to go to my hover state, make color to be white, and make underline appear. So let's go back here to check if we made something actually, and you can see that when I hover in and hover out, that animation will work. Now, only thing that is left here is to change text here. So let's go and do that really quickly. So I can just go like this. I won't be changing this text everywhere, so I'll just go with this one, with this first group, for example, and I'll just go with copy paste because these text changings will take a lot of time. So I won't be doing that. And when that is done, well, again, we need 5 of these groups. So let's just go and do the copy paste here. You're probably thinking, why not use loop here? Well, you could go with loop, but because we already looped these links, I would avoid making loop in a loop. So it is doable, but for this example, I'll just go with simple copy paste. Let's go with copy here and let's paste it 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And when that is done, now I can start working on my structure here. So let's go and close this here so it doesn't go in my way. And now I can just go here and make this be a grid. Now let's increase the columns to 5. And when that is done, I can just go here to see how big the spacing is here. And it's, I think it's 34, but let's check in just in case. Let's go all the way down and it's 17 left and right. So yes, it's 34. Let's select this one here and let's input the value of 34. Nothing changed because it already has a big gap, but we will just, to be sure, we'll put this here and we can as well put it here just for the sake of the responsiveness. You'll see that later on. And now all that is left here is to put that left and right spacing. As I said, I won't be changing all of this content because it would be just too much. Now let's go here and let's put 2 divs. And let's put them here and here. And let's input 2 more columns. And now you can see that we created that extra space, and when I go to the live site, those divs won't be visible. And you can see that we successfully copied this styling from here. Now that all that is left is to make this links here. Again, I want to be copying all of this text, so let's just make a few of these links. Let's copy, let's close this here, and let's go here. Let's name it bot, because we have this stop, we have links wrap, and let's go with bot. So let's make one paragraph, not paragraph, we need link button, my bad. So I'll just select this paragraph, right click here and just transform it. Now all that is left here is go here and let's see how much spacing we have here. Firstly, there is some extra space here which I cannot identify. Oh, here it is. Let's see how much it is. It's 26 plus 26, so it's 52. And here I have again 26, which is 78. So let's go here and type in that value here. 78, and now I can start setting those links. I could just go here and copy this link button because they're practically the same. They have, let me go here, they have same hover animation, same starting color, so it would be much easier to just copy these links that I already made. So let's remove this one and let's paste this one. Let's go with loop of 1. And now let's go and see what we need here. we need one link, then we need this line, and then again it goes like that. And we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 links. So let's go and copy this 8 times. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And now let's go like this, and let's input one paragraph here. This paragraph also this paragraph will be this line, and it also needs to have this color. So let's just go and set this color to it before we start copying it. Let's put it all the way to the top, and let's change its text to be this line. So you could also do this, create one div and then just copy paste it, but this is also one of the ways. So I can just go with this line paragraph. So let's put it between our link blocks really quickly. And I think that we lack one. Yes, we need one more. So let's go, and that should be it. Now all that is left to do is go here, hit the flex, hit center. Or firstly, we need to reset this margin here, and it would be a really bad, because we didn't use class here. I now need to go from link to link and reset all of these values. And if I went with and used the class, this would be much easier, but I didn't predict this, so I just need to go from link to link. Now let's go here and let's set the gap of 5 pixels is not enough. Let's go with 10, and yes, 10 will do the trick here. And now let's go and center all of this, because it's centered on their end. And now, as I said, I won't change all of this content because it will be too much. All that is left to do is to make this simple paragraph. It's not link, as you could see, but it's way smaller. So let's see how much it's big. It's 20 pixels, 12 pixels. So let's close this and this. And now let's go and add one div here. Let's see how much space we have here first. I hope that I can find it here, and yes, I can. It's 26 pixels again. So let's go here. Let's reuse our MB26 class with this value, and let's name this center, just because we want to have one paragraph inside of it, which is going to be centered. Now this paragraph is going to be 12 pixels and have this color, and I need to copy this text here and paste it inside of this paragraph, and that is it for our footer. So now when I go here, refresh, you can see that we have, let's close this one. When I fastly change, you can see that it's pretty similar. It's not exactly the same because I don't have the precise design, and it's a little bit of a problem, but we have this here, but on their end it's a bit wider. So let's change that. I cannot leave it just like this. So let's go and edit our grid a bit. So let's open these columns here, and let's manually go and edit this first and the last column, because that are our first and last divs. So let's make them a little bit smaller. Let's go with 0.5 fractions, and let's go okay, not here but here. Let's go with 0.5 fractions here as well, and that shall increase the width. And yes, now it's a bit of a wider. So now when I switch it faster, now you can see that it's matching their structure, and that shall be it for the structure. We made all these hover animations, we made this form here, and let's see, yes, their links are staying here when I open the form, so I can do that on my side as well. I just need not to set center here, but set flex start on the div that is wrapping my accordions or my pop-up form and this icons wrapper here. So now when I go and refresh, you'll see that these links will stay at the top. And with that done, we're finished with our structure, and as well we're finished with our second part. I'm going to need to record the third part as well, and that will be for the responsiveness. So I'll be seeing you in the next part.